Okay, we are live. Right? Can you hear me? We are live right now. All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I am Taiwo, and I'm welcoming you to the first edition of Digital Future. This year's edition, Digital Future 2023, themed rethinking and hacking digital commerce. Tonight we'll be having um a lot of amazing speakers. We have Adora Ungos, we have Festulinag, we have Kenneth Ogbebo. Sorry, am I correct? If that is right. Hello, if you can hear me, please let me know. Hello. So um I I would like to allow Mr. Ramon Aronsi to anchor this session. Hello, can you hear me? All right. I I assume you all can hear me, right? The fuck? Can you hear me, please? Please, I need to know I am audible. Like, okay, 2 sec. All right. So, Mr. Ramon, are you here? So the first session will be starting, and Adora Nwodo will be anchoring the first session. So I would like to welcome Adora Nwodo, and we should kick off from that.
Hi, so I am sharing my screen, but I don't see it up here.
Oh, okay, I'm on it right now. I'm coming. All right, your screen is there, Adora.
Okay, hello everyone. Um, Thank you for inviting me to this Digital Future Conference. I am excited to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining this from. Um, Today, I'm going to be talking about the convergence of digital and physical through AR and VR commerce. But before we get right into it, I would want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Adora, and I am a software engineer currently working at the intersection of cloud engineering and developer platforms. Some people would call me a platform engineer. I am the founder of Nexa Scale, which is a social enterprise currently helping people start and scale their tech careers, helping them grow, connecting them to opportunities like jobs or opportunities like projects for them to build so that they grow, and a bunch of other tech incentives. There's always giveaway on my community. I'm a digital creator, so I have courses, I have some free resources, some paid resources, digital resources to help people learn coding, programming, get up their productivity and make the best out of their lives. Essentially, I am a multi-published author. I have two books on cloud engineering, and these books are currently helping people start and scale their cloud careers. And last year, one of our ecosystem ebons called me an ecosystem advocate, one of our tech bro ebons. And I just like the name, to be honest. So I decided to keep it. And because that pretty much encompasses all of the community work that I do. So, yes, I am an ecosystem advocate. Um, let's look at this chart here. What we can see is that over time, and this was because I was trying to do research for this talk and I could only find quick data anyways from 2014 to 2021, which is still, I'm guessing, accurate because 2021 isn't very far back. And we can see the constant growth over the years in terms of billions of US dollars. Um, where e-commerce sales was worldwide in 2014 and where it is in 2021, right? That's like a lot. The difference, the margin is about 3.5 billion US dollars difference, which is a lot. So obviously a for an industry to grow as much as it is growing, as much as it has grown in the past, there's some kind of opportunity there. And before we even get to like the different opportunities and how we can use AR and VR for digital commerce, let's also just talk about the evolution of commerce in the different phases. So there was the internet era, right? Which we still are kind of in today. If you go on Boohoo, if you go on ASOS, if you even go on Jumia, Amazon, right? This is the commerce evolution from the advent of the internet. So it's like it transformed the way businesses operate and interact with their customers. So now businesses, because of this era, could reach a global audience through websites and online marketplaces like Amazon. The internet marked the birth of e commerce, allowing consumers to shop from the comfort of their homes, opening up a world of convenience and choice. You see a lot of people, they're able to just go on Amazon and buy things. You see a lot of people, they want to buy books, they're just going online. They want to buy some things instead of walking into the store, they're doing it online. And the internet enabled this era because once upon a time, let's talk for us Nigerians, for example. Once upon a time, if you want to go and buy things, you plan your day to the market. You go to Balugu market, you plan your day and go and buy those things. But now a lot of people are just going to their phone and they're typing a link and they're being able to pay for things on the internet and pay with their cards. And it's just like an amazing journey. Let's also talk about mobile commerce, right? And when we think about mobile commerce, we think about how almost everybody that has access to money, it's a different thing for, the demographic that don't, but almost everybody that has access to money has a smartphone. And obviously if you have smartphones, you have mobile apps, and people are able to use those mobile apps to shop. And that also took shopping to another level, right? So it's something called m-commerce or mobile commerce, and it sort of like became a norm. Consumers can make purchases on the go, whether you want to order food, book a flight, buy clothes. You can now use things like Apple Pay or Google Wallet to make transactions quicker. let's talk about locally, right? Locally in the Nigerian context, you see things like Pocket app. People are using pockets to buy things. I've bought in Bolly off pocket before, right? There's Chow Deck as well. As long as, and there's also, like, the typical mobile apps that you use when you want to pay for a flight. Let's say you download Qatar Airways mobile app, or you download Delta's mobile app, and you're able to use those apps to pay for your next flight tickets. You can connect to your Apple Pay, you can connect to your Google Wallet, or you even have virtual cards from things like Chipper Cash and Gray that you can actually use. And this is making it easy for people to just use their mobile apps to interact with the vendors that they like and pay for the things that they want, and it gets delivered to their houses. Then obviously, as part of the evolution came data driven commerce. And it's not like as if data driven commerce was something that was magically created on a new platform, because we've talked about things that were created on platforms. We've talked about web apps and like websites, online stores, and we've also talked about mobile apps. But now, in the context of data driven commerce, it's more about data becoming the driving force behind commerce. So businesses are able to collect and analyze vast amounts of data based on how customers are doing, what they are doing on, their sites, what they like, what they are clicking on, what they click on, and when they see it, they won't come back. The experience, basically, customer behavior, customer preferences. Businesses are collecting and analyzing that data, and obviously using that to make more business and customer experience like decisions, right? So they're doing highly personalized marketing, they're doing product recommendations, and they're using AI and machine learning algorithms to predict what products consumers might be interested in and enhance their shopping journeys. They are using data to make the experience of customers, whether it's on the web app or on the mobile app, like on the online store, right? They're using data to make a customer's experience better, because the truth is, in business, right? You think about customer acquisition. Customer acquisition is great. I've gotten 2 million customers, but customer retention is better, because I don't know how many billion people are in the world right now, but let's say that we had 5 billion people in the world. If somehow you are able to touch those 5 billion people once, but they don't like your product and they never come back, your business already has an expiry date. So customer acquisition isn't the main thing, it's more customer retention. You want to keep your customers coming back to you, and businesses are using data as a way to constantly keep their customers happy, just so that their customers can come back to them. And there's also IoT and automation, right? There's something I watched in 2018, a video I watched on Amazon Go, and I was blown away. I mean, I'd known about the Internet of Things prior to then. I'd known about the Internet of Things, at least fundamentally, because conversations around IoT was already happening as far back as that time, a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, right? But seeing Amazon Go in action was an amazing thing. I heard recently that they want to close down some of their Amazon Go stores in some parts of San Francisco, in some parts of Europe. And I'm wondering why. Maybe people are not using them as much. But this is also part of the evolution, right? It brought about a new phase by connecting physical objects to the digital world. So they had like smart shelves that could monitor inventory levels in real time, and automation that streamlined supply chains. And this really enhanced inventory management, making it more efficient and reducing the chances of running out of popular products, because things are automated and the supply chain is easier to track. I say this thing a lot, that one of the hardest things in this life is supply chain. Supply chain problems are the hardest problems to solve. They are not, I mean, I wouldn't say that other problems aren't necessarily hard, but in the grand scheme of things, people problems and supply chain problems are the hardest problems to solve. And if you can solve those problems for yourself and for your business, you'd be a rock star. And that's something that IoT and automation helps some people, helps some businesses do really well. And there's also a phase of AR and VR, and that's kind of happening today. We're seeing the convergence of physical and digital commerce through AR and VR technologies. Um, you know, AR is allowing customers to try on virtual clothes and visualize how the furniture might look in their homes before they go ahead and commit to making a payment. VR is creating like virtual stores, immersive stores, so I can explore products in a virtual space so that instead of me going to a physical store, I stay in my house to in a virtual immersive store, buy all the things I need to buy and pay. And these technologies are bridging the gap between the digital and physical worlds, providing entirely new shopping experiences to different kinds of customers. Um, but beyond AR and VR, right, there's a future, right? There's the possibility of, because I saw a video today on Instagram and it was legit. The video was that Instagram is 12 years old and there have been 300 Instagram updates to the App Store since Instagram was first created 12 years ago. Right. What this means is that there is no finished product. People are constantly evolving and growing. And in that light as well, the future of commerce is just the way of saying what can constantly grow and evolve in the world of commerce. Today, we're seeing some things happening like, okay, we're seeing high speed 5G networks enabling real time AR and VR experiences, making them more accessible and seamless. We're seeing contactless payments where I just press my card, like if you go abroad, for example, I can use my card to pay without putting my PIN. All I need to do is just put my card close to the card reader and then boom. They're like limits. Maybe I can't do contactless payments for more than $100, for example, things like that. We're seeing social commerce. And because of social commerce, we're seeing a rise of new startups that are enabling social commerce. When you think of startups like Bumper as well, right? It's enabling social commerce. Social commerce is like, being able to buy things from Instagram and WhatsApp vendors and things like that, using social media beyond communication and the social part of it to even the commerce part of it, right? We're seeing people using blockchain for transparent transactions and different things that we're seeing. So it's like the question is, okay, beyond what we have today, what does the future of commerce hold with these different technologies that we can see right now? That's a question I'm going to leave to you. And if eventually you want to build a startup or build something, around innovating in the virtual commerce space, by all means be my guest. But I'm going to go into the next session of my talk, which is me defining AR and VR. I think about it like there's a mixed reality spectrum. On one end of the spectrum, you are in the physical world. On the other end of the spectrum, you are in the digital world. AR is on one end of the spectrum, close to the physical world. And AR enriches your physical environment with digital content. So AR applications can be experienced through various devices like smartphones, tablets, AR glasses, or headsets. AR can enable users to try on virtual clothing before making a purchase, provide real-time navigation guidance, or enhance educational experiences by bringing textbooks to life with, different kinds of interactive 3D models. AR bridges the gap between digital and physical realms, offering a wide range of practical and entertainment related applications. So, with AR, and one perfect example for AR apps is, and this is the since I've been talking about AR for 4 years, this is the example that I always use, which is Instagram and Snapchat filters. If you've ever used an Instagram filter or a Snapchat filter, all those things where they'll put glasses on your face or they'll put flower on your head or you have dog ear, those things are AR enabled because those things are enhancing your physical experience. So it's still, you are able to experience, the physical side right? So you're experiencing the physical side and the digital side together. That's AR. So the digital assets are augmented into your physical space. So now let's look at virtual reality. It's immersive, completely immersive. You have no idea what's going on in your physical space. Like I said, there are two ends of the spectrum. There's a physical side and there's a digital side. AR is closer to the physical side. Virtual reality is way on the digital end of the spectrum. So you don't experience anything physical in VR. It's completely immersive and it transports users to an entirely different computer generated environment. When experiencing VR, users typically wear a VR headset or goggles that completely immerse them in a digital world, cutting off their views of the real surrounding. This technology finds extensive use in various domains, including gaming, where users can interact with and explore virtual worlds, education, where it facilitates immersive learning experiences, and healthcare, where VR is used for therapeutic interventions and medical training simulations. VR's ability to simulate scenarios and environments offer a wide range of possibilities for entertainment, training, and therapy. Let's talk about AR in commerce. AR is transforming commerce by enhancing the way consumers interact with products and brands, both online and in physical stores. And there are some ways that AR is revolutionizing the commerce landscape, which is what one some of the things I will talk about. And I hinted the first one initially, which is virtual try-ons, right? AR is enabling customers to virtually try on products such as clothes, eyeglasses, makeup, and accessories through their smartphones or AR equipped mirrors. This eliminates the need for physical fitting rooms, reducing the time and effort required for shoppers to make purchasing decisions. I saw there was a partnership with an AR company and Revlon a very long time ago. No, sorry, not Revlon, Maybelline a while ago. And it was like, oh, before you buy a Maybelline lipstick, look at it in AR, see how it looks on you. And these sorts of things actually reduce the typical what I ordered versus what I got scenario because you're able to see how things look before you buy them. If you're going to buy furniture, you are able to see what it would look like in your space before you go ahead and make a purchase. If you want to buy a washing machine, you are able to see whether the washing machine fits in your area for washing machine before you make a purchase, right? You are able to see those things. It enhances customer as much as this example here says that it reduces the time and effort required for shoppers to make purchasing decisions. It also enhances customer trust because people sort of have an idea of what they're getting before they get it. The next thing is product visualizations, which is kind of similar to virtual try-on. I've sort of talked about it to be honest, because virtual try-ons is for clothes and makeups and things like that. Product visualizations is the chair and washing machine example I gave. Visualize how these products will look in the real world environment before you make a purchase. You can use AR to see how furniture would fit in your living room, how a car would look in your driveway. This visualization reduces uncertainty and improves purchasing confidence a lot better. They're also interacting shopping experiences. Retailers are incorporating AR into their mobile apps and websites to create interactive shopping experiences for their customers. Customers can scan products or install signages with their smartphones to access additional information, reviews, pricing details, and promotional offers in real time. Imagine something like this. Let's say Coca-Cola. No, let me use Ebano, which I'm hoping is familiar with it, like to a lot of people here. Something like Ebano or ShopRite. Imagine they're doing a campaign where they say something like there's a scavenger hunt, you know, download their mobile app and go to their store, and you can use the mobile app, the AR in the mobile app, to find information about different products that are on sale for free, and you can just take them without paying or something like that, right? Those sorts of campaigns that enhance customer experience make you go there. And because the truth is, sometimes some brands do these things just to get customers into their stores, because it's like, okay, yes, you are going to be looking for the thing that is free that you want, but you might pass something that you wanted for like 3 days, but you haven't been able to stand up and come to the store because you've been very busy, right? So sometimes giveaway can make you spend money on things that you want while you are also entering for those, virtual campaigns and virtual giveaways. And brands have done this in the past. Some things will be on discount, some things will be for free, some things would even get you other kinds of perks as well. And they are creating interactive shopping experiences with AR tools. There's also brand engagement. And I remember a Burger King ad from 2018. Um, these different brands now, they're using like marketing campaigns to deepen their brand engagements. They're using AR to create branded filters and lenses for social media, and users are interacting with their products in a playful and shareable way, and it's just nice. There was a Burger King ad from 2018 or 2019. I'm not sure exactly anymore. If it was 2019, it was early 2019. And it was called Burn That Ad. So basically, if you had the Burger King AR app at the time during that campaign, anywhere you see a McDonald's banner, a McDonald's banner or a McDonald's ad anywhere on the streets, you can burn the ad and a Burger King ad will appear in AR to replace that ad. So as you can see fire at the back, someone holding their phone, and then you can see a Burger King ad in front, right? So that was like the kind of similar experience that the AR that their campaign gave. And the tagline was burn that ad. And they I think they wrote about it. So they were like, how we let people turn McDonald's ad into Burger King's ad, just by giving them the opportunity, giving them a mobile phone, so that anywhere they saw a McDonald's ad, they will burn it, and next thing, a Burger King ad is showing in our favor. And these are just like interactive. You know how sometimes on social media, a brand, GT Bank, will buzz Union Bank, how far? Union Bank will not, Zenith Bank will not enter the gist. You people left me. Sterling Bank will come and say, you people are no. When all of these banks are having when all the brand managers are having their banter, and there's like a campaign and people are interacting and things like that, you can do things like this to help with your AR, to help with your campaign as well. AR makes the campaign more interesting, more fun, more playful. People want to share and stuff like that. So now let's also talk about VR in commerce. VR is transforming commerce by creating immersive and engaging shopping experiences that bridge the gap between physical and digital retail environments. And yeah, VR is revolutionizing commerce in, I think, three ways that I highlighted here. The first one is virtual marketplaces that I talked about earlier. Users can buy and sell virtual goods or virtual assets within a VR environment. And so you see things like, oh, I want to buy virtual land. I want to buy NFTs. I want to buy other kinds of virtual goods in the context of in a virtual reality market space. And people are marketplace, and people are trading either with real money or with crypto, and interacting, and commerce is happening in virtual marketplaces today. There's also VR reducing geographic barriers, right? It's allowing people to shop from global retailers without being limited to geographical constraints. And this actually helps these global retailers achieve market reach, many of them. For example, imagine if I wanted to walk into a misguided store. I want to buy a nice misguided dress, right? And misguided, I want to have an experience that is not me going online to misguided.com. I don't have misguided around me because unfortunately I live in Africa, right? And misguided is not here. I should be able to Or I don't even know if Misguided has a real store. Let's use Boohoo, for example, or let's use something like River Island, right? There's no River Island in Lagos, right? And I want to buy nice River Island shoes. I want to be able to walk into a River Island store or a Next store, and use VR to have some kind of experience, regardless of, the fact that I am not in that same space. So think about using the metaverse to enhance shopping, right? And that's something that people are innovating around today as well, and virtual tours, to be honest. And this isn't even something that is only keen to e-commerce, but I put it under commerce because if you do a virtual tour of a place right before you travel to that place, you can do a virtual tour of an Airbnb, you can do a virtual tour of a hotel, and you can pay for it. If you want to buy a house, you are rich but you are very busy, so you can't travel to America to look at the house you want to buy, you can do a virtual tour from where you are in South Africa. And if what you see is nice, you can put some kind of down payment for the house until you are able to travel to see the house. I know that by now you should be saying God when, and you should be saying you claim it, because I'm speaking good into everybody's life here, including mine. But the point is, VR is also enabling virtual tours and travel. So do virtual tours of destinations, hotels, and properties, and customers can explore these offerings as if they were physically present and make commerce or purchase choices based on what they've seen. So now merging digital and physical commerce through AR and VR has some advantages. The first one, and I talked about it before, is enhanced customer engagement. um, AR and VR will provide immersive and interactive experiences that can captivate and engage customers. And this heightened experience can lead to longer browsing times and increased conversion rates for the different customers, because integrating, you know, AR and VR into, let's say I'm browsing through the metaverse, I'm having an online shopping experience by wearing a headset, and it feels like I am shopping in the air because I'm doing spatial computing. Do you think I wouldn't want to spend some time doing that more? Or I buy lipstick, for example, the red lipstick looks good on me. And then somehow I see something like, oh, if you liked this red lipstick, you will probably also like our lashes pack. And I click on the lashes and I put it on my eye in AR, and the lashes also look good on me. And I start thinking, these lashes and this lipstick, they go together. Let me buy two things, right? That's a way that that's the way that the business has made you, the customer, even shop a lot more than you would have by enhancing your shopping experience. Um, AR and VR technologies as well also enable personalized recommendations and virtual try-ons. Customers can visualize their products in their own environment, enhancing their shopping experience and reducing returns. Like I said, what I ordered versus what I got, reducing that whole opportunity for that to happen. Reduced showrooming is something that AR and VR can help with. The clusters of many people going to the same place because they want to go to the showroom to see something, because they are browsing, products in physical stores, and then once you are done, you now go and make the purchase online, right? Retailers can use AR and VR to offer additional information, promotions, and experiences in like their online store, which will reduce the likelihood of customers leaving to, which will reduce the likelihood of customers either coming into the store and not being able to buy, but going back to make online purchases, or having to come into the store in the first place when they could have just made the purchase online, right? Either way, this can give you a complete end-to-end online experience or a complete end-to-end physical experience. Um, and the final thing I would want to say is social shopping. People are now using virtual spaces. People are shopping in virtual spaces. People are recreating the social aspect of shopping, and AR and VR is helping with that, bringing many people together to shop in the metaverse. Like, this is something that I spoke about earlier, and it's very interesting to see. there are lots of wishes, that I have when it comes to things like this. And I'm hoping that the industry grows and we see more innovation in that space. But this is where it is today, coupled with a bunch of things that I have that are like dreams to me. And thanks everyone for listening. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, Digital Future Conference, for inviting me to speak at this event. Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you, Adora. You are amazing. We can't thank you enough for that. You just, how will I put it? If it was in the rap game, they say you were spitting fire, and I hope none of us got burnt. I will hope you enjoy the show. Tommy, we are pumped. This is actually our first outing at Digital Future Summit, and then
Future, yeah.
our first outing as Shoptinga. This was amazing, Adora. What do we
Thank
do?
you.
Do we send you lots of flowers? Which one do you prefer? Claps, flowers, or rockets?
Send me flowers, please. I love flowers.
I wish we could see your face somehow, but then that is fine also. So, guys, I know it is hard for us to want to imagine that we can actually make it in this digital space. But then, while we are thinking of whether we are going to make it or we can hack it or not, uh, the the trend is moving and is moving as fast as I'm not sure a rocket or the speed of light is as fast as this, but then we just have to begin. We have to start somewhere. And then we have a lot of platforms. Our platform is just one of the spaces that talk about digital future or digital spaces, or like what Adora just taught us in this VR space and AR space. There are a lot of opportunities there. We just have to be willing to take advantage of it, especially if we are entrepreneurs in this space. So, without taking too much of your time, I'm going to bring in our next guest. I don't know if he's in. His name is Kenneth. Kenneth, I've not seen Kenneth personally, but I've known him for a while. We've done some projects together virtually, which is why this is important. We actually stay in the same area in the FCT, but we've never seen. We've done projects together. We've talked all the time. Kenneth is an expert in analysis. He understands that space like the back of his hands. He's an expert as a public speaker. He understands that space, which is where how I met him speaking in an event. But then I was not in the event physically. So, Kenneth, how are you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. I don't
All
know
right,
if you can be if
good.
you can be a little more audible.
Okay, I can. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
hope
Good
that's
evening.
better. Okay,
Yes, sure.
it's good to be here. Adara, thank you very much. You feed my head with plenty things. I just put down your website. I'm sure by
Thank you.
later tonight, respect and I'll connect with you on LinkedIn
Okay, no
because
worries.
what you've talked about, we can digitally shake hands, like Raman said, we've digitally worked together. Virtual reality, augmented reality, all of it. We've worked together. Interestingly, we've never met, even though we don't live too far from each other, and we keep working. So expect a connection from me. I'm going to take off from where you started, but I want to start by sharing my screen. So let me do that and let's take it from there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share my entire screen. Let me see how it goes. So a window. Okay. Let me share a window. Let's see. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay. Can you see my screen? Hello, everybody. Hello. Can you see my screen? I can't hear myself. Can you see my screen? Hello? I can't hear myself. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, let me stop that.
We can't see your screen. Hello, are you there?
Okay, yes, I am there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can see your screen. We were seeing your screen.
Okay. So let me back. I
Hello.
couldn't hear anybody. Yes. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I think my screen is up. If you can hear me, just let me know, and I'm good to go. All right, I'm good to go.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, that's Raman. Can you hear me, please? I need to confirm that. I can't hear myself on my earphone. I want to be sure you can hear me. I don't know what's going on. The interface is interesting. Something seems to be interrupting. Hello? Hello? Hello?
So, Kenneth, we can hear you. We can see your screen, even though you can't hear yourself. Like Taiwo said earlier, we can actually hear you. So,
Oh,
so
that's
we were supposed to go backstage while you present. So we are backstage while you present. So it's mostly this is digital space.
Okay,
Sorry,
so you can see my screen clearly enough.
We
I
can
can't hear
see your
myself.
screen. We can see your screen. We can hear you. If you can hear us,
Okay.
fine.
Okay, fine, no problem.
So
So let me
share
take
your
it
screen
from there.
again. Then we take it
I
from
am
there.
sharing my screen now. So let me go full screen and take the conversation from there. Okay, I'm going to take off from where Adara started, and I'm going to look at it from a different angle. So for the next 30 minutes, I'm just going to have a conversation that I hope helps us in being part of creating the digital future. Now, rethinking and hacking the digital future. I'm going to focus on building the digital future. Now, I come from the engineering background, even though I've come into training, consultancy, data analytics, I still have this engineering mindset. And so I'm speaking from that mindset, talking about building the digital future. Now, I want to talk about the unicorn. Let me start by talking about the unicorn, which some of us have heard about. Now, the unicorn itself is a mythical creature. It's not a real creature as a were. It's a mythical creature, and you see the stories of unicorn in many of the stories we have seen. Now, beyond this,
Looks like Kenneth is having some issues there. Kenneth, are you there? So
It's no more on here.
he's not here. So
Okay. Okay,
Taiwo,
he's
we may have
back.
to
He's back. He's back.
Is he back?
I am
Okay.
here. Can you
Okay,
hear
I
me?
think your internet went bad or went out. So
Okay.
you may have to share your screen again. But we are here all the way for you.
So can you see my screen right now?
Not yet.
Okay, let me stop sharing. This is supposed to be Starlink.
No. We can see your screen. We can see your screen. We
Okay.
can.
Okay.
I haven't put the screen on.
Okay. Now let's start
How
from
about
here.
now?
So you can see my unicorn, right? Are you seeing my slideshow?
Hi, Taiwo. Can you see his
You're not
screen?
sharing your screen anymore. You're not sharing your screen anymore. Can you share it again?
I'm sharing now.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sharing my screen. A lot of things here I don't get. This is a tech
Okay.
wahala. Give me a minute. Let me put on this internet again. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me put on my slide again. Raman,
Yeah.
give me a minute. My screen is, I restarted my
Okay.
PowerPoint, so it's
Okay.
coming up again.
Okay.
Just give me a minute and I'll take it all over again.
All right.
So, guys, while Kenneth is preparing, somebody asked a question. Tech Bro asked a question. Um, he said, "How is multiverse affecting the native e-commerce industry? Will it take the market from companies like Amazon, Alibaba, Jumia, and etc.?" I think that question went to Adora. I hope Adora still has the time to respond to that, either by text or maybe share a video that we can share to people that are asking questions. Or we may respond to these questions at the end of today's session. Taiwo, I don't know if Tommy is here. Uh, I have like a question for him somehow. Um, I want him to try to answer this question before Adora takes on it. And Taiwo too, how is metaverse affecting the native e-commerce industry? Will it take the market from companies like Amazon, Alibaba, Jumia, etc.? Before I share my thoughts on that, I don't know if you can try to respond to that, Taiwo. Okay, it looks like Kenneth is back. Kenneth, are you back?
Yes, I am back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Are you good to go?
I'm good to go. Can you see my screen?
Clearly, we can see your screen clearly.
Okay, okay. Forgive me for the digital interruption. So I'll take it all over again. Now I'm talking about
Okay.
building the future. Adara has given us an idea of what the future looks like. And it's really beautiful, it's interesting. But how do we build that future? If not, whatever is the dream of the future can actually become a nightmare, can become a pipe dream if we don't build that future. So, what I'm looking at, that beautiful picture Adora has painted for us, how do we build it? Now, I'm going to start by talking about the unicorn. The unicorn is a mythical creature. We see it in movies, but in reality, they don't exist. But I want to talk about a unicorn that actually exists, which I am focusing on African unicorns. And what are unicorns? Unicorns are privately held companies with a valuation of 1 billion or more. And one of the key features of a unicorn is their valuation above $1 billion. So if you have not hit that value, you can be called a unicorn. And now the other feature about them is rapid growth, venture capital backing. Though not all unicorns have venture capital backing, some grow from customer acquisition. Most of them have venture capital backing. Innovation. Old school companies don't become unicorns. Unicorns are usually very innovative company and they usually have global reach. I'm going to leave us with some, and then they have hype and media attention. Unicorns are the kind of things you don't see every day. So when one unicorn pops up, whatever by whatever name and in whatever industry, they usually get a hype and media attention. Somehow the people who should know know that there's a unicorn. 1 billion valuation is not something that comes every weekend. So there's usually hype and media attention. Now I'm going to draw your attention to some African unicorns to help us further our conversation. I have InterSwitch, which was started in 2002, over 1 billion valuation. I have Flutterwave. I have OPay. I have Wave, Andela, Cheaper, and also MNT Haaland. Now, let me tell you something about these unicorns. 6 out of 7 of them are in fintech. So if we are talking about hacking digital commerce, I'm sure we are talking about the right thing, because 6 out of 7 of these African unicorns are in fintech. Now, say something interesting about being Nigerians. 4 out of the 7 are Nigerian companies. I think that's a good one, that we Nigerians, in fact, 4 out of the 7 African unicorns of over 50 countries are Nigerian companies. Then something else I want you to notice. 6 out of 7 of them are less than 10-year-olds. So these are not Methuselah companies. Now, my big question is, who is the next unicorn? If we are thinking of hacking digital commerce, what we should be looking at is building the next unicorn. So who is next? How do we create the next unicorn? Let me tell you guys a story I'm sure some of us are aware of. When I was in secondary school, one of the most ridiculous stories I was told was the story of Mungo Park. I was told that Mungo Park discovered River Niger, and even as a young boy in secondary school, I kept wondering, how did Mungo Park discover River Niger? What of all the people who have been living around the river? They already knew the river was there, so how does Mungo Park discover something people were already using? And that's what happens with unicorns. Now, when unicorns pop up, people do like they just discover unicorns. But the interesting thing is, unicorns do not just appear, they are built. Just like River Niger was there before somebody else said Mungo Park has discovered River Niger, the unicorns we are talking about don't just appear, they are built. And if they are going to be built, there's a way to go about building them, which is what we are looking at. Now, building anything worthwhile takes time, whether it's VRO, data analytics, or the next payment solution. It takes more than mere tech skills. No matter how good you are in coding or how wonderful your idea is, it takes more than that to build a unicorn. So my simple objective here, just unveil one key principle that will help us to build the future unicorn. That is my simple objective. Just one key principle. I'm not going to label you with too many principles, just one key principle. When I share that principle, I'll get out of your way and allow us deal with the text and the fine things of building the future unicorn. Like Adora said again and again in her presentation, tech is changing things. Raymond mentioned it when he was opening. Tech is changing things, and it's changing things fast. It's making things easier. I can sit in my house and order anything, whether bole or whether rice or whether ramen, your special catfish pepper soup from Lokogoma. I can order it without driving to Lokogoma. So don't worry about traffic. So it makes things easier, faster, and more cost effective. But the question is for who? Tech has made things easier, better, and faster for users, but not for tech creators. So when I say easier, better, faster, don't rejoice tech creators, because the easier, better, faster is for users, not for tech creators. Now, no matter how fast things have become, digital creation or building a unicorn is still a long game. Now, if you look at the companies I listed, OPay, for example, I didn't hear of OPay until just 2 years ago, but OPay has been there for more than 6-7 years. Flutterwave for about 6-7 years. InterSwitch has been here since 2002. So building a unicorn is a long game. You can't play a short game. Somebody said that there's no shortcut to any place worth going. Creators must have time to build so that people can do things easier, faster, and better. Now,
I
as
Kenneth,
fast,
can you? Hi,
I
Kenneth.
can hear you. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Your
Yes,
slide
sir.
is not playing, and I thought I should let you know. So,
It's
and
not
it's important
playing.
that it's important that we can see your movement.
What can you see on my screen?
Just your home page, like the first page of the slide. So it has not gone into play. It's not playing.
What? I am
Yeah,
here thinking. Can you see my screen
yeah,
now?
that's. We can see your screen, but your slide is not playing.
It's not
You get what I
playing.
mean?
From
Yes.
here, yes. From here, I'm moving to slideshow mode, and I thought you will be seeing it. I'm seeing it here. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the slides move from one slide to the other.
Okay, no
I don't
problem.
know.
That'll
You
be
know, I was
fine.
talking
That'll be
about the
fine.
integration with
That'll be
Taiwo
fine.
earlier.
That'll be fine too.
Okay, so it's not going to be beautiful for me, but I'm going to manage it the way it is. And now, this was what I was saying. As
Okay.
far as digital creation is concerned, the world is divided into two groups. If you can see my screen, then let's manage it like this. Users and
We can
consumers.
see your screen.
Okay, users and consumers, builders and creators. So those are the two groups of people as far as the digital creation is concerned. Two groups. Now, for the people I'm speaking to tonight, I might want to ask, where do you belong? Because if I say easier, faster, better, I want you not to assume that the easier, faster, better is for you. No, it's for the users. So if you are a builder, the easier, faster, better is not for you. The builder's mindset, which is what we are focusing on, is actually for you. So once you know where you belong, you know that easier, faster, better is definitely not for you. Whether you are building a payment solution, a payment gateway, virtual reality, or artificial intelligence, whatever you are building in the tech space, you know the easier, faster, better. It's not for you, but it's for your users. So when we talk about user experience, it is different from the builder's experience. So your concern is the builder's mindset, the builder's experience. Now, there's an app for virtually everything. There were days you had to go to the studio to take a picture, they develop it, you print before you see the picture. Of course, Kodak did the wait and take, which didn't last long. But now you can take a picture and share it instantly. You can take a video. We are having this conversation because even though we're in different places, Lagos, Abuja, because of an app. There's an app for virtually everything, but there's no app to build the future. Now, it is our business to build the app of the future. I told you guys I'm from the engineering background, and to build anything, you must adopt the builder's mindset, which is actually the focus of my conversation. Now, if you have picked up the book by Carol Dweck called The Growth Mindset, you understand that everything we do, everything we can build, has a lot to do with our mindset. If we can build the next e-commerce website or the next payment solution or the next app, it all comes down to our mindset. And in building the future, because the future is not sure, in building the future, everything rises and falls on the kind of mindset with which you approach the future. So if you are taking one thing away from this conversation, there's a mindset that ensures that we can hack digital commerce, we can hack building the future. We can do all the beautiful things Adora told us about, but it all comes down to with what mindset are we facing our building. Now I'm going to run through just a few things, just 10 of them that a builder has to adopt, some certain mindset to adopt to help us build the future. When we go through that, I would definitely get out of your way. Now, let me start by talking about visionary thinking. There's the story that's quite popular about the Palo Alto Research Center, PAC. In about 1977 or so, Steve Jobs visited the PAC Research Center, and they showed him the graphical user interface that the engineers have developed, and they've been telling their company to produce so that you can click and drag, that you can see a desktop and click an icon or click an app icon on your phone and it opens up. It's the graphical user interface. And the engineer said this was going to revolutionize computing. But the people in headquarters in Xerox did not see it. They kept saying making their copiers and printers, making better copiers. But when Steve Jobs saw it, he knew this was the future of computing. So, number one builder's mindset is visionary thinking. Steve Jobs took it back to his lab and created the first Apple computer that revolutionized computing. Microsoft copied from the same idea. Now, this is the problem. The idea was developed by engineers at Xerox, but Xerox could not see beyond photocopier. So, number one builder's mindset is visionary thinking. People who see things the way they can be, not the way they are. Number two is resilience and perseverance. If you've ever written 2 lines of code, you know what it means to be resilient and to persevere. The longer you write code, the more problems you get into. And somebody said one thing. He said, when a code gives you a different error result, you say, oh, I'm making progress, because you can be dealing with a few lines of code for so long. You must be resilient and persevere. When you create a minimum viable product, nobody says it's going to go into the market and blow the market away and become a unicorn. No, you need to iterate again and again and again. Some will fail, some will succeed. So resilience and perseverance is a must. Now, talk about problem solving. Let me tell you about tech creators. Tech creators are the people who see a solution and create a problem out of it. They are the people who say, if it is not broken, break it. Others will say, oh, it's working the way it is. No, the tech creator says it can be better. We can do it differently. I know you think it's working, but it can work better. So they have a problem-solving orientation. They don't run from problem. Instead, they run towards the challenge. They run towards the problem. They actually pick up problems and solve them, even problems people don't think they have. I'll give you a very simple example. People rode horses and it was just okay. But somebody thought, oh, let's have a horse-drawn carriage. And people thought, oh, fantastic solution. We've invented the wheel. Somebody thought, why do we need a horse-drawn carriage? Why don't we have an automobile? So people made a car. At least the car could move. Till date, there are still innovations. And now we are talking about driverless cars and we are talking about flying cars. People are consistently solving problems, even problems people didn't know they have. Now, the next thing is adaptability and flexibility. A traditional proverb says that there are many roads that lead to the market. A builder's mindset doesn't think there's only one way to get from A to B. No. If one way doesn't work, it's adaptable and flexible. There are many different ways to solve whatever problem we are facing. And then number 5 here, collaborative spirit. I've heard Simon Sinek say this. He said collaboration is the new competition. Now, for people who are users, they can be competing. But for people who have the builder's mindset, they learn to collaborate. They know that everybody brings something to the table. Imagine people in diverse cities collaborating on this conference, for example. I spoke with Taiwan. I realized, oh, Taiwan is in Lagos. That is collaboration. That's why Simon Sinek says collaboration is the new competition. Now, let me deal with the last 5 builders' mindset. Resourcefulness. I'm yet to see somebody who has all the resources they need in the world to do what they need to do. Most people don't. And even if you do, that does not guarantee success. You must learn to be resourceful. And what does that mean? Making the best of the resources available. Now, it's not enough to throw money. I once said to somebody, it's not every problem that is a money problem. You see a problem, all you think is throw more money. No. Being resourceful means use what is available to achieve what you need to achieve. Number 7, risk tolerance. going into this new space is a risk. And for tech builders, they are not people you call late adopters. No, they are early adopters. They are the people who see a new trend and they jump on it. And somebody say it's risky. Oh, they say, no problem. I have reached for breakfast. So they jump in. Number 8, continuous learning. Somebody said the more you learn, the more you earn. And like Adora said to us, this space is continuously changing. Every other day, every other week, there's a new innovation. Now, at 2020, none of us was saying anything about AI. I remember COVID. When we were all locked down in COVID, nobody was talking about AI. We were just talking about, working in the online space, doing virtual meetings. Then AI came in and blew everything out of the water. Now we have gone beyond AI. We are talking virtual reality, augmented reality. And the funny thing is, it is not stopping. It is actually going further and further. AIs are becoming more intelligent. So continuous learning is necessary, because if you stop, you just become left behind. And then number 9, they are focused on impact. What I am building, am I building for fun, or what is it changing in the industry? And finally, the perspective is long. I said that anything worth building will take time. So builders have a long-term perspective. They are not in for the quick buck. If you want the quick buck, play Bet Ninja. Of course, you might lose money. That's for the quick buck. Builders build long-term. They have a long-term perspective. So even if they bring out an MVP, they are not stopping. Even if they bring out the product people are using, they are seeing much further than that. I'll leave out with these 3 thoughts before I get out of your way. And the thought says, trust the process. I'm going to speak for 1 minute about goal setting, because there's something, I know a lot of people set goals, but what I've learned about goals is there are something called outcome goals and process goals. So in goal setting, most people set their outcome goals. We all know the SMART goals. Most people set outcome goals. I want to make $1 million by July 12th by doing this. That's an outcome. But we forget the process goal. And what are process goals? Process goals are something like, I will write 10 hours of code every day, or 1 hour of code every day, or I will write 10 articles every day, or I will iterate on this product for 3 hours every day. Those are processes. Now, when I say trust the process, if you follow those process goals, that's the only way to guarantee your outcome. Now, people can set outcome goals. They come back and they do nothing. They don't put in steps. They don't put in process. If you don't put in that process, the outcome, the day will come, you will not meet them. Number 2, consistency versus intensity. Now, motivation is overrated. People want to say, oh, I'm motivated, and they can put in hours. Then for the next 1 week, they do nothing. No. Consistency will always beat intensity. It doesn't matter what you are doing. You want to build the next unicorn, you want to hack digital commerce, consistency will build intensity. It's like building muscles. If you go to the gym for 10 hours a day, you won't see anything. But the truth is, if you go to the gym for 1 hour every day for 6 months, you will see results. So people can be very intense for 1 day, for 1 week, for 1 month, and then they slack up because they don't see results. But if you are consistent, whether it's 1 hour every day, whether it's 1 article every day, whether it's 1 line of code every day, if you are consistent, you can improve. Even if it's 1% daily, in 1 year, you'll be surprised at the outcome of that process. And finally, there's this computer adage that says, garbage in, garbage out. I'm sure we all are familiar with that. If you put in the right input, you will definitely get the right output. And my last thought is this. Many of us use the alarm clock. And now the question is, if you want the alarm clock to wake you up by 5 a.m. tomorrow, when do you set the alarm clock? You set it tonight. You set it before you go to bed. You don't wait till tomorrow to set your alarm clock. Now, what I am saying is this: building the digital future is possible, it's doable, but we must all start today. The reason being, the future is digital. And the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. This is a quote by Steve Jobs in 1997. And you and I can tell that indeed Steve Jobs changed the world. So I'm encouraging everyone, as we are thinking and trying to hack digital commerce, the future is definitely digital. There's no two ways about it. But if we adopt the builder's mindset, which means we are visionary, we are disciplined, we have consistency, we have a long-term view, we solve problems, we collaborate instead of compete, definitely, it could be you, it could be Raman, it could be Taiwo, it could be Adora, building the next African unicorn. And I'll be here rooting for you. I'll be here collaborating, because somebody said collaboration is the new competition. So to the next African unicorn, we are all rooting for you. Thank you all very much for having me. It's been my pleasure. So Raman, I'll
Thank
hand
you so
over
much.
back to you.
Thank you. This is an amazing night, an amazing first day. I'm actually short for words. I don't even know what to say. I'm sure that everybody at the Shoptinga HQ and the entire team at Digital Future are like, wow, wow. And then we'll also be very happy that we put in the effort and then we are getting the results in a way. First of all, shout out to every member of the team at Shoptinga HQ and then at Digital Future 2023, that everybody that organized this event, from Tommy, Taiwo, Precious, and Jason Yimika, and the entire team in Yolua. Pardon me if I forget your name. The team is large. You get what I mean? Thank you so much, Kenneth. I was thinking that Adora blew off the roof, but then you have exploded the entire thing. I don't know where to put my legs again. But that is fine. We can handle it. One thing that happens in this kind of event and this kind of gathering is that people get so much information that they feel overwhelmed, but which is a good thing, because this is how we process things. When we get that information overload and we feel overwhelmed, over time we'll begin to process what we learned, which is why I recommend that we take notes. Take notes. It is not old school to take notes. We can do it from our devices on our phones. We can do it from our, people that want to use pen and paper to do that, that believe that is the best way for them to, store information. It is fine as well. But take notes. I want to apologize for even saying this now. I should have said it first before the show started. But I know I'm pardoned because I've said it finally. Do we have questions? Apart from the questions I was sent for Adora to answer, I do have questions for this session. We are moving very fast. If you have questions, want to drop it in the comment section. If you're on LinkedIn and on YouTube, drop it in the comment section if you have questions. Right now, we're bringing our next speaker, Festus. I'm sure Festus Emmanuel Enang is here with us. I saw him earlier in the backstage. I hope he's here. Taiwo, is he in here? Festus, Taiwo, come on now, put on your mic. Let's hear your voice. Are you holding it?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much, Festus. So
thank you.
I don't want to take so much of your time. I'm going to leave the stage for you to. I want to beg you not to blow us too far away. But then, if you decide to blow us too far away, I think we can handle it. We're in Nigeria. Being in Nigeria is a whole lot. We can handle anything, absolutely anything in this space. Welcome, Festus.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let me try to see if I can work with this. Thank you so much, Taiwo. Thank you so much, Rama, for the opportunity. I've been hearing a lot of things, and my mind is just up. When Austin mentioned how you should go all in and do your stuff, I just remember how when I started coding, I have my own personal program called 2 hours of code. Every time I code for 2 hours every day until I had all the eye problems I could mention. Right. So I mean, it's a very good thing that we all have people that want to do more. I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly.
All right. All right. So I'm trying to share my screen right now so you guys can see. Is there a way I can share just a part of my screen? I'm trying to see if I can just share just maybe a tab or something. Taiwo, is there a way I can share just one part of my screen?
So on the bottom there, you will see share screen.
Yeah.
You just click on share screen. There you can select window, entire screen, or Chrome or tab, wherever the screen is.
It's not giving me. It's not giving me that. Okay. Good.
Come inside.
Presentation. I'm not seeing that option.
So you've already started sharing your screen. What you
Yeah,
did,
I can't see the
what you
option.
did, you shared entire screen, right?
Yeah. My screen. But I mean, it's fine. I will just try my best to.
You can choose. You can shut it down and choose window or tab, depending on where you want to share.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, your screen is clear now. Very clear.
Okay. All right. I'll be starting in just a few minutes. Just give me a little time. All right. I'll be starting in just a few minutes. Just give me a little time. All right. I'll be starting in just a few minutes. Just give me a little time.
Festus, when you use entire screen, once you move to the windows or to the file you want to share, it will normalize. You get me? Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Once you move from that window out to where you want to share, it normalizes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So. Can you all see? Can you all see my screen now?
Not yet. Taiwo, can you see the screen? If you have to let it on stream, let us know. Yeah, your screen is up. It's up. Your screen is up.
Okay. Good evening. This first is Emmanuel. I am a software engineer, product designer and manager, and I'm also the co-founder of Designer Academy. I am currently a co-founder of Group Finance. Group Finance is a financial platform for SMEs and working professionals. We are building a financial tool to help them manage their business and personal finance, and also give out starting capitals for loans. I've been in this space for, up to 7 years now. I started as a software engineer, then moved to a product designer. I started managing products and all of these wonderful and amazing things. And it's actually been an honor being here with you guys. So, but I'll just go straight to what I have for tonight. So I'll be talking about revolutionizing user experience in digital commerce. I think Adora has said a lot, and I would say she has basically said almost everything that I think I have to say, but there's still a lot to say. So yeah, I'm going to say them. So I like to clear that most of the time when people hear about user experience, UI, UX, UX, UI, product design, what they tend to limit it to just mobile apps and softwares. And I won't blame anybody for that, because it's something we already know. It's something that is always in our faces. So we always think of web and mobile applications, but user experience basically covers every form of interaction between people and products, right? So it's not just about our mobile applications. So one of the things we need to understand when it comes to creating digital experiences for digital commerce, we need to understand user-centered design. User-centered design is a part of design that every person, every builder, every developer needs to understand, because people already have a preconceived idea of UX design that is already centered to web and mobile application, but it's more than that. So we won't blame them for their idea, right? But USD, like user-centered design, is a design approach and methodology that places the needs, preferences, and behaviors of users at the forefront of the design process. The primary goal of USD is to create products, services, or systems that are intuitive, efficient, and enjoyable to use, ultimately leading to a seamless and satisfying experience. So meaning that we all have to bear in mind as builders in this space that for every product we create, our product goes down to change the lives of people, meaning that it changes how people love, it changes how people communicate, it changes how people play, it changes how people pray. It does a lot of things. If you look at how technology has changed our life, you see that now you can pray with somebody in the UK using MixLR, using different ways to pray. Like me, I pray on MixLR in the morning. I pray with my family. I pray with different people. You get, so technology has changed the way we live our life. And the honest truth is that it is evolving because people, a set of persons, are constantly studying and trying to evolve with time and with people. So they're trying to understand human behavior, trying to understand how people are living around this product, so we can easily change them or fine-tune them or make it efficient, make them intuitive, so that it is enjoyable for all of us. Are we following? I want to know if we are following. All right. So a very important thing that we must understand about USD is the process. It has a very iterative process. And I will always say this to people, that it is a non-linear process, meaning that you can start from anywhere, but there's always the point where you have to always test your solution before you bring it out to the market. From the diagram, you can see that there's a research phase, there's a design phase, there's a testing and evaluation phase, there's the analysis phase, design and refinement. There's also a test phase before putting out to the market. So USD is characterized by a series of iterative cycles and evaluation activities are repeated multiple times throughout the development process. I remember when I started out as a software engineer, at that time, once we have an idea of what we want to build, we'll just sit down and just say, okay, I want to build an app that helps people to connect to artisans. We'll just start coding. There's no structure, there's no design, there's no wireframe, there's no sketch, there's nothing. You just go in and just start developing and designing. But after a while, we came to understand that there's a process to problem solving. There's a process to creative problem solving. And these steps actually help us to know that we are building products that is going to help people to change the way they live. So I mean that a lot of thought has to go into these things. So the first one is research, right? So USD begins with an in-depth user research. Now this phase involves understanding the target audience, their goals, behaviors, and pain points. And researchers gather data through methods such as surveys, interviews, observation, and sometimes usability testing. I'm very sure that at some points when before Shopting got started, I know that myself and Tayo had like a talk. I mean, he did research, you ask questions, because these days people just build products and just go. But they never understand that for you to build a product, you must understand who your target audience is. Who am I building this product for? What goal is this person trying to achieve? So, mean that you need to understand this person. You need to understand who you are building for. Mean that you have to research that your audience. You need to understand them, and by that you now have to start developing things like user personas. You develop user personas for your product or for your service. Mean that user persona will give you a deep understanding of who your audience is, who these people are, how you tend to relate with them, how do you want to sell to them. Are we following? And then the next phase, design phase. Phase is basically based on the insight that you've gathered on your research phase. Meaning that an example would be you are baking a cake, say, for a 10-year-old or 5-year-old boy that likes to watch Spider-Man, right? So meaning that since around his childhood, Spider-Man, Batman, all these things, they should be in his cake or something, because these are things that he can easily relate with. Now, why are we doing that? Because we understand the persona, we understand the person. So building product that goes down to the person itself, understanding the person, understanding the audience, understanding that person, what they need, what they have to achieve, because people already have a preconceived expectation of what your platform, of what your solution should look like, because there are other people that are offering the same solution, but they are offering that is a standard to what you are offering. For instance, anybody coming into the fintech space, if you're transforming like OP, like Kuda, like every other guys in the space, nobody will listen to you, because if you think about it, these guys they've set the standard for what in and out transactions should look like. So when people come to your platform, they expect the same thing. They expect the same level of intelligence that your software and your applications will bring up. Are we following? All right. Then the other phase is to test and evaluate. You analyze. After you design, you take your designs out. Maybe you code them, or you take a prototype. You test them with real users. You test them with people. You come back and evaluate it. Analyze those data you got from your testing phase and your evaluation phase. Analyze them. If you need to change design, do other things, refine, then go back and test again. Right. So it is very important for us to understand who our audience is, who they want, what they want, and what expectations they have from us as a company or as a service or product. Right. So now I will just talk briefly about the digital landscape. Yeah. So like when I was doing my research, I also heard Adora say like something like this. So I won't spend a lot of time in this place, because she has basically like said almost everything that needed to be said here. So in my opinion, e-commerce has a significant increase and adoption because of the level of internet penetration and the use of mobile devices in Africa and in Nigeria. So let's talk about the significant growth throughout this time. So in the early 2000s, e-commerce in Africa was in its infancy stage, right, with limited internet access and only an online shopping, right? E-commerce wasn't really a thing. It wasn't really a thing at that time. It was just there. Like, I mean, the first world country were already experiencing these kind of things. But Nigeria, with a large population and growing middle class number, began to attract the attention of e-commerce entrepreneurs and investors. So things like Jumia. At that time, we had things like OLX. We had a lot of these guys at 2012, 2010. They started coming out, and I mean, it started to become a thing. So we moved off from this time to the early 2020 and the post-pandemic time where we started to embrace e-commerce. Why? Like I said, for me, in my own opinion, it is the level of internet penetration and the adoption of mobile technology that has entered into Africa. And I mean, the middle class also helped in that, to be able to, that way we have a significant use of mobile devices and I mean internet. So looking at the post-COVID period, we see that e-commerce has now become a thing. People like me will never go out to get some things. Like I mean, my last tripod I got, I couldn't think of any other place to get it. If not going to Jumia to go and get it. I will never ever go out to get something that I need and I was stressed about it. Why? Because I have something like e-commerce. So e-commerce has changed a lot in our world, and people are really adopting it. But I mean, there's a future for every technology. There's a future for everything that we do. There's a future for everything that we do. And guess what? The technology is beautiful and amazing. It's beautiful and amazing. And from what Adora said, there's I mean, I won't go deep into this because I've already said it. I'm just giving an overview based on my slides here. So I'll just move on from it. So let's talk about the future. What is the future of e-commerce looking like? So it's very important to know that while these trends provide insight into the future of digital commerce, they also bring a new challenge they bring new challenges and business opportunities, right? And adaptation, innovation, and a keen understanding of evolving customer needs will be key to the success in the dynamic world of digital commerce, right? So for me here, the key to cracking this ever-evolving world is constantly changing as user behavior change. So for me, this is honestly the key, right? So I see a lot of people and a lot of companies not understanding that in the center of your product, right? Your user is the center of your product. It is always good to have a good balance between your users and your business model. So you know that you're making profit because you're in business to make profits, right? So the key thing for me here is that as a company or a SaaS company, right, focusing on users is very key. Understanding key. A lot of companies have a very bad feedback loop, feedback culture. They do not collect feedback from their users when the users consume or use their product. They honestly don't care. And for some of them, even when they do collect these feedbacks, they don't even get to see, they don't even get to use or analyze this data. Why? Because they don't care. To be honest, this data helps your product to grow well. Adora mentioned data-driven products, right? So this is basically what it is, right? Getting data from your users at every point in time about how they use and interact with your product. So the key to cracking this ever-evolving world, yeah, in digital commerce, basically, it is basically evolving with your users because human behaviors change, people change. So basically evolving with your users. So this means that every company will survive the future of commerce. Every company that will survive the future of commerce must create a way to take and measure feedback on their products and their services, right? Then another big problem I also saw in the e-commerce space, there's a lot of problems to be honest, but one of the big problems is optimizing user journey. There was a time, I think websites like Amazon and eBay, a very long time ago, where when you go to their website, you honestly get lost. Like you won't know what and where you are going to. You can't now streamlined. We now know for you you can find a product without even being logged in. The way you want to pay, you now log in. So optimizing user journey is a very important thing. So I'll just explain what a user journey is. So a customer journey map is a visual process, yeah, that a persona, that's a customer, goes through in order to accomplish a goal. So journey maps are useful in communicating the general narratives and themes uncovered by the longitudinal research done to understand how a customer works towards a goal over time. So I'm going to explain this using this beautiful diagram here. Look at this diagram carefully, and you will see that we have a persona, and our persona here is emotional Eric, right? And like I said before, every user that comes to your website has a preconceived expectation of what they want your website to look like or feel like, or what the experience should be like, right? So we are considering a scenario. So Eric is an emotional car buyer. He purchases based on aesthetics and status. So meaning that Eric is likely to go for a Mercedes-Benz that is clean because he purchases based on aesthetics and status. So Mercedes-Benz has that feel, right? Scenario says Eric recently moved to the area. He's shopping for a car that is fun to drive and dependable enough for use for everyday commuting, right? Now, his expectation is the ability to compare cars and their breakdowns with photography with close-ups inside and out, video overview of cars with demonstration. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 5, right? 5 look at. We consider the first time. This is like the psychology of buying. Yeah, they consider, they explore, they compare, and they negotiate. So now the first part, you can just take screenshots so you can look at this later on your own, because I'm running out of time, so I'm pretty fast. Sorry about that. My battery is low. Okay, back to the slide. Can you all see my slide? Please, I need feedback. Can you all see my slide? Hello? I wanted to know if you guys can all see my slide. Nobody's saying anything. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear anybody. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Okay. I just saw your messages now. Okay, you guys can now hear me. Sorry. I wanted to be sure that you guys can all hear me. So let me continue with my slide. So, like I said, no, so this is Eric. Now, this is what a basic customer journey map looks like, right? This is what it feels like. So the idea basically is understanding your user's thought process, right? You have a flow of what your application or whatever they want to do on your website or your platform, what it should look and feel like. So people already have the idea, they know what they're looking for. So they know they have a goal, they have something in mind, they have something they want to achieve, right? So that is the goal they are going for. So meaning that you need to be able to find a way to buy into their thought process, to understand how a typical user will use your system. So you create a journey map, so you create a flow for that process. So that way your user can do what they want to do on your platform, achieve what they want to achieve, and move on. Why? Because these days, better these days. But I mean, trust me, navigating e-website or navigating e-commerce website entirely can be very annoying, right? Because at that time, e-commerce websites are always scanty. I will give you this resource. Try this website, 960.gs, and go there and see some e-commerce website of the future of the past. You'll be so disgusted because they were so jam-packed, so disorganized. Everything was just placed differently. Like it's very hard to navigate. So this is basically what it is, guys. So let me move to the next thing. So user journey maps issue, right? User journey issues in e-commerce platforms have a significant impact on the user satisfaction, conversion rates, and the overall business success, right? And it's a problem, right? So we have issues like complex navigation, slow loading times, inadequate search functionality, complicated lack of mobile optimization, limited payment options, inadequate product information. I'll just start from the first one I have here. Complex navigation. E-commerce websites with confusing or clustered navigation can frustrate users. Difficulty in finding products, categories, or essential information can lead to high bounce rate. I think one of my favorite thing about ShopTinger is how beautiful the UI, and I mean it's just very like at a glance you already know what you're looking for, right? The categories are sectioned well, the filters are sectioned well, even though it's in its MVP stage. I really love what they are doing. Rama, your team is really doing a lot, right? Another problem you also find in like user journey issues, you see things like inadequate search functionalities. You're trying to search for a product. I mean, one thing I like about AliExpress is that sometimes you may not know the name of a product, but there's something people popularly know that product as, right? So they include it in the product description so that when you go there and type it, maybe as meta meta phrase or meta in the product description, they go there, you just add this so that when you go there and type, you can easily find the product, because some people don't even know the name of the product they're looking for. I mean, some e-commerce websites even allow image search. You just put an image there and it just helps you to check out what is there and what you are looking for, right? And we also have another problem: complicated checkout processes. Some checkout processes are so complicated. Like users at that point, they want to pay, they want to check out, but they are confused, they don't even know what to do. Then another issue is the limited payment options. Thank God that Nigeria is among the fast growing countries in Africa that is giving us a lot of payment options for, I mean, the fintech people are really, really trying, right? So you see that now we are getting better at that point. And this is one of ShopTinger's a unique selling point. They have a very huge range of payment options. You can pay with crypto, fiat currency, and when it comes to crypto, there's a lot of options that you can pay with. So it is very beautiful to know that there's a lot of options and there's a lot of things. So mean that ShopTinger for me has done a lot by optimizing the user journey, making things shorter and faster and efficient for their users. I mean, I had to go through the website. At some point I was part of the I was looking at the MVP at some point, and I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, this is good, optimize this thing, because it's really important that businesses and SaaS companies understand that the users are the center of their product. You may look at it this way: a satisfied customer will pay you money. A satisfied customer will pay you money, and they will come back and refer other people. This is just that ripple effect. When a customer is satisfied, they are likely to tell their friends, tell their family. Why? Because people from user research, you will understand that people have different levels of influences in their life or over their lives, right? So mean that if you're able to deliver a good user experience, you've captured a person and whoever that person has authority over or has a certain level of influence over. That's why you see things, most marketing companies use influencers for their marketing. Why? Because this product is good. I mean, even do that for also bad product, but this product is good. And because you are able to prove that this product is very good and it's efficient for this person, they can tell other people, maybe their followers or other people with a certain level of influence over, to be able to use that product well, right? Then another part is hidden cost, poorly designed product. I think this is where I get angry the most. Poorly designed product pages that are really, really annoying, right? So let's move on. Then the next one I'll talk about is responsive and mobile first design. And kudos to ShopTinger, you guys did a lot on your mobile view. You need to understand that these days, because of the level of mobile penetration in Africa and in Nigeria, we are always going to be using our phones to access your services, meaning that you have to optimize it for mobile devices. So I would like to say that there is no digital commerce if we cannot use these services on our mobile digital devices. If I cannot use it on my laptop, I can't use it on my phone, then there's nothing like e-commerce. Then where is the e-commerce, right? So the increasing use of mobile devices for online shopping, often referred to as mobile commerce or m-commerce, is a significant trend in the digital landscape. So it means that you need to understand that and work on that also. Then the next part is very important, especially here in Africa. I like to look at Africa as a low trust ecosystem. We have low trust for anything that has to do with the internet. Now, I mean, it's a growing economy and it's a growing digital landscape. So people are coming up, right? So it means that you need to be able to show a level of trust to your users or to people that are using a thing of trust. As much as possible, create credibility in every form that you can, because it is important for user retention. If you want, like, there's some little things that you think that your users don't know about, that once they see them as signals, they will just not want to use a website. For instance, when you're not using good secured connections, HTTPS, and all of these things, some people take note of those things. Or when your privacy policies are not correct, or you don't even have them, or you don't have data handling rights or protection, or your payments are not secured. These days, people ask, "Oh, is your card, is it a 3D secured card, like the card that we'll be using? Is it like, I mean, people just want to be sure that they are safe, right? So you have to be able to build a sense of safety in your users. And one of the ways you can do that is educating your users using your various digital platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, educating your users constantly about the different forms of security that you have been able to build around your platform. And also, I mean, that can help you to gain their trust. And I mean, people also take for two-factor authentication. And for me, I understand that people use sign up fast way to log in, but I mean, some people still don't understand that, right? So you need to be able to clearly state these things and make sure that there's a sense of security in your platform. So you need to constantly educate users and verify people coming into your platform. So with this, I think I've been able to bring to you that it is very important. Number one, a quick summary: it is very important for you to understand your users, build data-driven products, and the only way for you to understand your users is to collect feedback. I mean, I don't think there's a better way to say that. Collect feedback. Once a customer uses your product, try to give out a survey, a pop-up of how your service has affected their life or whatever. So build products based on data. In this ever-evolving space that we are in, you will see and understand that data-driven products always win. Data-driven products always win, right? And make sure you understand your users. Create user personas based off your product. At least 6 personas will do. 2 elderly people, 2 middle-aged people, and 2 young people, male and female. Create user personas and be inclusive in your designs, be inclusive in everything that you do as a SaaS company. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome, Festus. This was awesome. You went tactical. You went really tactical. We're not expecting that. It's like, going to the battlefield with everything, with all your ammunitions ready. That was awesome. And I hope we got value here. Do we have questions? If you have questions, you should drop the questions. I hope when the questions come in, we can reach back to you first to respond to the question, either via maybe video or text, so that we can send them to our viewers or listeners. I hope that is fine. Festus.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
So I'll bring on Taiwo and Tommy will be coming in and using just 5 minutes to try to introduce something to us, what we've been building. And Festus mentioned a little about it while he was giving us his speech. I hope most of us didn't get the glimpse, but then Taiwo, welcome on stage. Come back on stage. Hi, Taiwo, are you there? Tommy, Taiwo, are you guys there? I hope their internet is not bad. Okay, in the absence of not hearing from Taiwo nor Tommy, I think this is an amazing night. I hope that we are excited for what we've seen today and then preparing ourselves for what is going to happen tomorrow. This is an amazing first day. I don't know. Let me try to. I don't know if Adora is here. Let me take a question. If she can respond to that. I don't know. Adora, are you here? I don't think she's here. First, I don't know if you can answer this one. Techies Bio said, how is metaverse affecting the native e-commerce industry? Will it take the market from companies like Amazon, Alibaba, Jumia, and etc.?
Should I answer that?
Yeah, I want to answer that. I would like you to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So from my perspective, yeah, there's a feedback.
I think that will be from Tommy or Taiwo. If you can bring your volume down or use a headphone.
There's a feedback somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, Festus, I think it's
Okay, so my answer would be they will all collaborate. Because it's like saying because Instagram exists, AliExpress will not create an account on Instagram to promote their business, right? So I feel like they will all collaborate and come to a middle ground because I mean collaboration, like Augustine said, collaboration is a catalyst to unicorn. So these guys will collaborate. They're going to build a multiverse where you can now consume this product, and they will also evolve. Like I said, like we are constantly evolving in the world, right? So products and services will evolve as humans evolve. Products and services will evolve with them. So that means that if they need to be in the multiverse or in the metaverse, if they need to be there, they will have to create AR and VR for a way for you to, use their products, right? Like, Adora mentioned how you can test glasses, test shoes and clothes on, VR and AR products. So, guys really go there. So I feel like they will collaborate.
All right. So awesome. That's actually my answer too. Because really that's just what will happen eventually. Although the e-commerce, the social selling on social media media that we are aware of. Really great impact. Because yeah, like the Facebook selling on Facebook is actually like the most common now.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello,
Yeah, I can hear you.
can you hear me, please? Yeah.
Loud and clear, I can hear you.
So sorry, my internet connection was bad. So did am I as the life ended or what? Hello, are you there?
I don't think it has. I don't think it has. Rama, are you here?
Mr. Ramon is not here. I don't think he's here. So did he give a brief intro about Shoptinga and what we are building?
Nope.
Hello, are you there? Okay. Okay, I'm only seeing pastels and all. So what we are building on Shoptinga is a digital marketplace for for buying and selling digital products with cryptocurrency. And I am Taiwo. I'm doing a proper intro. I am the founder and I am a co-founder and CEO at Shoptinga. So, like I said, Shoptinga is a digital marketplace for buying and selling digital products with cryptocurrency and fiat products such as like ebooks, NFT, ebooks, online courses, softwares, design. Basically, anyone that has a digital product, anyone that has that writes ebooks, that's that those these things you can make money. And what Shoptinga is actually doing is providing a two-way payment, yeah, a two-way payment, which makes you thrive. We've seen a lot of people, we've heard a lot of people finding it hard to pay pay with crypto in this digital marketplace. And we've seen a lot of emerging digital marketplaces. We've seen can you hear me, please? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, we
so
hear
you've
you.
seen sellers, yeah, you've seen sellers, you've seen other digital marketplaces, but Shoptinga is how would I say it? It's a non it's a new way to purchase digital product online. Basically, Shoptinga is giving you the comfort you deserve. We are providing with two payment options, which allows you to, if you are a seller, if you upload your product on our platform, it allows you to reach global access. People from other countries can purchase your products. People from other continents can purchase your product through the power of crypto. So we are helping digital. We know you are to thrive. So I'll give the mic to our CTO, Oluwafemi Tomilola. Please, are you there? Oluwafemi Tomilola, are you there, please?
Oh, am I? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Uh,
can hear you. We can hear you.
all right, all right, all right. Good evening, everyone. Uh, yeah, it has been amazing. It has been amazing. Adora's insight on AR and VR e-commerce industries. Wow, it's an eye opener. Same goes for Kenneth and First Touch. All right, so also to introduce your singer to our audience here. All right, so I'm just going to do that by telling a story. So I and Taiwo, we've known each other since high school, and we are the kind of tech bros that build softwares, right? So most of our friends also, they are also in the tech world, in the tech verse basically, but not not all of them build softwares. They kind of tend to create digital products. So just listening to them rant about not getting their products sold properly, they having to bother themselves with marketing and different processes before their products even rank on any platform entirely. So we thought of Shoptinga, right? So Shoptinga is a platform basically where you can sell all your digital products. Digital products also includes your audio. That is, if you're a musician, if you want to sell your music, your videos, your templates, your drawings, your writings. Most of our friends are kind of write they write books basically, right? In different fields. They need a platform to sell effectively. They need a platform where they can list their product, and they know that we would handle the search engine optimization for them. We'll make sure their products their products rank and surfaces when anytime someone search for market in 2023 in Lagos, product comes up and it's just and it's not old courses from 2019 from LinkedIn showing back. So that's what bettered Shoptinga. So as we're moving forward, we decided that we need to add the punch there, since the crypto world is kind of crypto general is basically really eating our markets, right? We need a way to start moving along with the times, and that's exactly what we did. We introduced the payments with the crypto system, and right now Shoptinga is the first ever digital marketplace to accept crypto and fiat, right? So we are currently on MVP stage, just like Festus said. So I would like you guys to actually, since we're on MVP, I would like you guys to act as our beta testers. Basically, I would like you to create an account on shopsinger.online right now. You can sign up to become a seller, try to upload products, go through the entire process, and we await feedback. Right, I'm going to send a. You can send your feedback at support@shopsinger.online, or just reach out to any one of our social media channels. Yeah, basically. Thank you very much for joining the Digital Future 2023. I really appreciate it. Taiwo, is
All
Taiwo,
right.
are you
Can
there?
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, okay. Yeah, we've come to the end of this conference, this webinar. It has been really beautiful. It has been enlightening, and thank you. I thank you very much, the speakers. Mr. Kenneth, Tech Bro Festus, and Miss Adora Ungodo. It has been an eye opener, and I really appreciate the knowledge you've yeah the knowledge you've shared with us. So day one just ended, is ending right now, and day two will be starting the same time tomorrow, 7 p.m. We'll have more more experts in the industry to come and share their own knowledge, their own perspective. So without much further ado, we are ending this event here. All right. Thank you very much.